So friends, we're going to discuss something very important today. We are going to discuss why changing your life, making more money, is all a consequence of our health. We're going to comment on this sporadic occurrence in each of our lives where we get really fired up and motivated to change something. I feel like it's the seasons. We go through the seasons where we get really animated about bringing about a big change in our lives. And this could be anything from the financial, so we mentioned making more money, relationships, perhaps you want a girlfriend or boyfriend, or even to build and develop upon the relationships you already have with your friends, family, colleagues, whatever the case may be, and of course, fundamentally, health, physique, getting fit, getting buff, getting strong. So, let's dive right into this. The dialogue that follows is going to comment on no matter the goals I have laid out for you, the change that we wish to bring about in our lives always starts with our health. Now, we're going to discuss the definition of health first because I feel like words point to different ideas, they point to different meanings. Depending on our personal experiences with a certain word, they may be interpreted differently to others. Give you an example. Let's keep with health. Health for you might mean being trim, being fit, being athletic, whilst the next person might see health as just being absent from any illness or disease and being generally happy, for example. So for argument's sake, my definition of health in this context points to the individual's state of both balance and freedom of available energy, okay? Health is energy. So energy can manifest itself in different forms. Some of you will be more familiar with the common experiences related to your emotions. Emotion simply stands for energy in motion. The physical, which relates to your body, your physique, the vessel you reside in, and your body's ability to meet the demands of the everyday environment. And of course, we have the mental. We have the mental, which points to our thinking, planning, and general cognitive function. Those are typically the three kind of energies we are using on a daily basis. So I want to bring back some awareness towards the relationship health plays towards our goals and why we should be prioritizing it even in the context of making more money, financial success. Why is this relevant? So we're going to keep with this example. That's the title of the video after all. We want to make more money. Perhaps you want to get a raise or you want to start a side hustle in the pursuit of a greatly monthly turnover. You want to make more money, as simple as that. Let's keep with that. It seems like to me, or maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me you have two potential actions considering those two options I've laid out. So let's go over them again. Firstly, if you want to get a raise, you need to demonstrate to your superiors that you are of high value and that this high value will be reflected fairly in your salary. So how does one go about demonstrating high value? Well, the typical most consistent characteristics that are demonstrative of high value are conscientiousness and competence. And this simply means the level of your intellect and the quality of wishing to do one's work well. So that's option one. Option two speaks to the more entrepreneurial side of you, the businessman or woman. This is your side hustle. This is your business. Now, by definition, the side hustle means that this is secondary or side on to a primary hustle, which is typically your job. So the dynamics of pursuing such an endeavor is going to consume a lot of your time, which might otherwise be spent watching Netflix and other general unconscious behavior that is not fruitful for us. Both options demand similar resources. Increasing your intellect will require time spent studying, reading around your job role, perhaps even staying late to demonstrate your commitment to your role and your company. Likewise, a side hustle will require research, marketing, and definitely learning new skills and developing skills. So we have the goal, making more money. We have the two options, getting a raise or side hustle. And we can summarize these actions on both parts to this: sacrificing time, energy, and momentary pleasures in pursuit of a wealthier future. Unfortunately, those are the only ways. So we're gonna talk about health. We're gonna come back to health. Why is health so important in relation to making more money? Well, let's get back to our definition. Health points to the individual's balance and freedom of energies in both the emotional, physical, and mental domains. Those three domains we discuss. In regarding to the summary of our actions in relation to our goal of making more money, I have a question for you now. Considering your environment, considering your habits and your day-to-day now, can you now consistently sacrifice your time, energy, and pleasures on a consistent basis to get what you want? Few people can do this. And the reason why lies in this concept of health and energy, specifically trapped energy within our definition. We're going to talk about trapped energy. So trapped energy refers to when our resources, energy's resources, are tied up in ineffective emotional, physical, or mental behaviors that aren't serving us. They're not conducive to our goal. Let's explore those three domains in some examples. So, trapped emotions. So that's the first plane, emotional energy, energy in motion. It can present itself in someone who typically gets reactive, emotionally compromised. This could be someone at work, a friend, or even a family member who can bring about a certain emotion such as fear, anger, frustration, upset, depression, and many more. People that know how to push your buttons, so to speak. You'll know them. You'll know who can get emotionally reactive. For me, it's my mother. My mother can get me emotionally reactive every time. She knows how to do it. Number two, physical trapped energy. It can manifest itself in the lack of movement and poor diet choices like excessive sugar, carbohydrates, and fats. This also points to any physically destructive habits we have, like excessive smoking, binge drinking, and drugs. We are always bombarded with with knowledge about physical health, information about physical health, so that one is more simple. Number three, mentally. Our energy could be tied up in anxious thoughts, which are typically associated with events in the futures, worries, stresses, paying bills, interviews, meetings, and potential events in the future that are met with uncertainty. We spend a lot of time in this vein imagining these scenarios that have not happened in the present moment, and we give that energy away to these abstract, non-tangible, palpable thoughts. So where does health come first? Okay, we went through those three domains in which we experience our energy. I wanted to give a kind of analogy to make it a little bit more clearer. So I want us to imagine that our health and our energy is like a water balloon. Okay, instances like the one I've described, such as Deborah at work getting us emotional reactive, are like pinpricks in this water balloon. Okay, got your water balloon. That's your energy. Water is flowing out of that gap, bleeding out to these needless occurrences. In this way, when we put our emotional, physical, and mental health first, we are beginning to plug the holes in our energy reserves and subsequently our health. We are salvaging and maintaining the valuable resources in pursuit of something greater. We're becoming more streamlined. We're not branching off and giving energy to these unresourceful habits. We are conserving energy needed when it matters most to engage in the actions that will be most conducive to getting a raise or starting a side hustle. Instead of giving our energy again to Deborah or Karen from recruitment for the sly comments, we are keeping it. We are transmuting it, transforming it into our efforts for study, research, and commitment to our mission. It is imperative that you look firstly at where your time, energy, and health is currently being wasted in your current habits before committing to these grand ideas for the future and changing about our lives. Look, being transparent with you, you already know that changing your life is no small task. It requires an inordinate amount of strength, energy, and subsequently, what we've been talking about, our health. If you want to change your life, change your health. And if you subscribe to that, subscribe to me. I'll see you again.